The next news comes from the U.S. again, from the state of Michigan, where a pharmacist refused to provide a woman medicine to help complete her miscarriage. She was already in the process of having a miscarriage, and he refused to give her that medicine because he is a good Catholic male. Richard Kalkman was explained to by Rachel Peterson that the doctors confirmed the fetus was not viable, and he essentially called her a liar. So now Rachel and the ACLU have sent a letter to the grocery chain where he's employed. She demanded the company discipline the pharmacist and implement a company-wide policy for how pharmacists should handle religious and moral objections.
Right. So she's like, oh, I'm a good Catholic, so I'm not going to give you... What is it that he refused to give to this woman?
It's called Cytotec, misoprostol. It's a drug used to complete a miscarriage.
So go get another job if you don't want to provide this kind of service. Okay, so this is very interesting. So what do you say to people? Well, it's a private company. They should be able to refuse whatever they want.
But he does not own the company. He is
he's an employee.
It's a chain grocery store with an attached pharmacy. It's the equivalent of a Walgreens or a CVS. It's called Myers Drug. I don't know if anybody's from the north, from Michigan, but Myers Drug is pretty prominent up there.
Yeah, so it's not his company. He doesn't get to do that, right? He could just get another job, right? If he doesn't want to do that.
And this is how ignorant he is. Even as a pharmacist, still religion clouds his mind because he believes that he is saving a fetus from abortion, when in fact, misoprostol cannot induce an abortion by itself. It has to be used in conjunction with another prescription medication.
Right. Would you think it was if this was his own small little shop, grocery store that he owned, and he refused it, would that be okay? No, right? I mean, what do people say to this woman saying, well, just go to the next store? Why you have to do this? Why do you have to...
This is a woman who has already endured... I mean, assuming that she wanted this fetus, this is a woman who has already endured receiving the knowledge that she is going to have a child, and then receiving the knowledge that the fetus was not viable, meaning that she would not be able to complete her pregnancy and have this child. So she's already humiliated, likely sad, embarrassed, and having to go into this store and get some medication so she can finish passing this fetus that has already started to abort from her body. And she's being told by this man that she is a liar, so just humiliating her. It's ridiculous.
Right. But I would say, other than that, is that she shouldn't go to another store, because she shouldn't. I'm glad that she's doing this, because we shouldn't let people use their religion to do stuff like this, right? Like, she should be like, no, bullshit. You don't get to do this using religion as an excuse. Go get another fucking job, right? Like, there needs to be consequences. Like, we need to stand our ground. We shouldn't let religion be involved in decisions like this, especially if, you're working for another company. This is not the company policy. You don't get to have your own standards because of your religion, right? So I'm glad I'm glad she's doing that.
If you allow this to go on, if you don't draw a line somewhere, then people will start claiming religious freedom for everything. They will start claiming religious freedom just because they want to be racist or sexist or misogynistic or bigoted in any fashion. And it's not. This is a very, very slippery slope.
Right. So, people should be thankful to people that do this. Like, a lot of people go through these experiences and they don't talk about it. They just go and like, oh, that was a tough experience, and they go to another store, right? Or they just like, oh, but that was asshole, I guess, But these people, when people like this actually stand up and make a decision like this, they're actually standing up for a whole bunch of other people at the same time. They're making life better for 1,000 other women that come after them. Sabrina is saying in in the Facebook comment section. The top comment is, his job isn't to decide who gets what whenever he feels like it. His job is to give people what they're prescribed. If he can't manage that, then he needs to find a new profession. Exactly. Amy is saying he should be fired. Do we know if he's being fired or not? Like, was there any response from the company?
Not that I saw. I did not see any response from the company. The ACLU has filed the complaint. But to top things all off, I forgot to finish things up. But Rachel Peterson, this woman who was not given this medication, she'd already driven 3 hours to this pharmacist. She had to drive an additional three more hours to another store to find a pharmacist who would do the job and get her the medication.
Right. This man should not just be fired. He should also be sued for all the hassle she had to go through, like financially. Amy is saying he should be fired. She should file a lawsuit. Do your job, people. If your dumb beliefs are mixing with your job, get a religious job. Yeah, and I honestly think like this guy shouldn't just get fired. He should actually pay this woman for her time and emotional distress. Jeffrey is saying the vast majority of women being prescribed this drug are trying to eliminate an already dead baby. That's the point that you were bringing from their body. No one else's views or feelings matter in this instance. He's lucky. I wasn't there with my wife picking the stuff. Picking that stuff up, because we've gone through this process before. I would have made a hell of a scene. Good. Haley is saying if you have religious objections to part of your job, you need to get a different job, or also stop being a fucking asshole. Yep. B just saying he's not there now. Don't know if fired or quit. Pharmacists shouldn't be overriding doctors anyways. Exactly.
Atheist Republic's mission is to give atheists around the world a louder voice. In order for us to be able to continue the Atheist Republic, we need your help. If we reach 100 patrons, we'll finally be able to afford all our costs. Help us get there.